estimate that a disproportionate amount of murderers and serial killers have been truck drivers. They're consistently traveling temporary, rest stops, gas stations. They always have a reason to be going somewhere. Truck drivers and trucks, for the most part, kind of that they weren't extremely old when these killings took place. Because these killings took place only 19 years ago, I would say it's very likely that whoever killed these 6 women is still alive today, and possibly
Hello,
still
I'm playing Roblox with Henry, so
because all of the
that's
bodies
be
were found in the
fun.
same
If
place.
I
But
wasn't
if this killer
Roblox with
decided to just go in
Henry.
any other place in the country and kill somebody in
I
any other
know
way,
as a
well,
bonus.
nobody's going to really suspect
bonus
the
thing.
eastbound strangler, the Jeff Davis 8. Fortunately, the Jeff Davis 8 situation does have quite a bit of information surrounding it. However, this information, while not only upsetting, only leads to more questions than answers. The Jeff Davis 8, or the Jennings 8, refers to a series of murders that took place between 2005 and 2009 in the small town of Jennings, Louisiana. All 8 of the Jeff Davis 8 victims were women, but more interestingly than that, they were also connected to each other. Not only did they all live in similar circumstances of being young women, struggling with poverty, drug use, and prostitution, but they also literally knew each other. Several of the victims in this case were also police informants, and some of these informants even ratted on each other to the same police station. And police station is something we'll discuss just in a sec. All 8 of these women were killed in similar ways and dumped in similar locations, with the murder methods used being strangulation, suffocation, or drowning. And the areas these bodies were dumped were either in swamps or canals in remote areas outside of Jennings. Now, it's reported that when these bodies were found, it's shown that there was an active attempt to have these bodies unidentifiable once found. And it's also suggested that whoever placed these bodies in these extremely remote locations was very familiar with the local terrain due to how specific these locations were and also how hard they were to get to. Off the bat, this case sounds like any of our other cases. Sure, a group of women unfortunately were killed and went missing because they lived in unfortunate situations and were vulnerable to psychopaths that were looking to kill innocent people. But once you look deeper into this case, you realize that while there very likely could have been a serial killer who killed these 8 women, it's also very highly suspected that there was some police involvement. And the theories on the involvement of these police varies drastically. Some people believe that local authorities not only executed the planning, killing, and hiding of these women's bodies, while others suspect that the local police were simply complicit in the situation and didn't put much effort into investigating the situation simply because of who the victims were. Now, whether you believe that the Jeff Davis 8 killer was a single serial killer or potentially a group of people involved in law enforcement, the same conclusion can be drawn. Nobody has ever been charged for the murders of these 8 women, and unfortunately, it doesn't look like anybody ever will. Which means that the lunatic or lunatics who killed these 8 women are definitely on the loose and walking among us today. To me, this is another case that just rings so odd, because there was literally 8 murders that took place over 4 years in super modern history. Like, we're talking 2005 to 2009. Like, the technology wasn't where it is now, but it was definitely advanced enough to have some progress on it. So the fact that 8 murders can take place in 4 years in the exact same place and nothing ever comes of it is extremely suspicious, which is why, for that reason, I don't think that looking more closely at law enforcement is a bad idea. And if you watch some of the documentaries or read some of the books about the situation, then you'll definitely get a deeper perspective on the potential law enforcement involvement. The West Mesa Bone Collector. The year is 2009. You are an active outdoorsman, and this time, you decide something that can be fun to try is testing your survival skills in the middle of the desert. And that's when you decide to try living off the land in Albuquerque's West Mesa. You spend your first day on the trip hiking and getting familiar with the landscape, until, while hiking through a mesa, you see something sticking out of the ground. It doesn't look like a flower or cactus, and as you get closer, you realize that this is a bone, but it doesn't look like any animal bone you've ever seen. And you realize what you're looking at is a human bone. Immediately, you call the authorities, and within hours, the police have not only dug up one body, they've actually dug up the remains of 11 women and girls. The West Mesa Bone Collector is first...
New game, okay?
When it clearly deserves a 10. I don't know if this video convinced you to watch Penguins of Madagascar, but if you're retroactively looking for the next summer blockbuster movie to watch, it's got my recommendation.
You're getting punched out. Why am I just doing it? Boom bang! I'm as cool as a cool cucumber. As cool as a cucumber. And I don't want to play this game anymore. Okay. I forgot. Like, subscribe, and hit that bell. I forgot. Like, subscribe, and hit that bell.